Hey, Dan here, and today we have a question about setting goals and trying to manage multiple goals at once. It's quite an interesting one, and it comes to us from Sienna, who says she is an INFP personality type. I'm wondering what happens if you have many goals or goals in every area of life, such as big health goals, big creative goals, professional goals, and personal goals that require lots of discipline. I've been working on myself with a therapist for 3 years, but I found that when I addressed the issues in one area, for instance, diet and exercise, I was unable to focus on any other area. I felt like a leaky boat where you plug up one leak and springs another. Now I felt worse than ever this year because I felt like a failure. Your videos give me some hope. Can you address how to tackle a complete life turnaround without burning out? Good question. So if I'm totally honest, and that's what I try to be here, this is an area I struggle with as well in terms of balancing everything. I'm not an unhealthy guy. I can go out and run, 5K without too much problems. But health has been an area that I've wanted to really push forward for a while now, and I haven't been. And I found that for myself, this is a terrible answer, by the way. Well, the answer is it's hopeless. But what I found for myself is I'm really good at focusing in one area and making a lot of progress there. So what I try to do there, and I know there are people who are kind of superhuman who have goal lists and they have 20 different things they're trying to accomplish. Like, I want 5% body fat and double my income and all this. And they often do it. I don't know how. It's impressive. What I've found is I like to pour my energy into something where I then build an asset. And an asset can be something in a business sense, like a book or a new training program or a bunch of videos for YouTube that are, once they're done, they're done. I like doing that from the business side. On the personal side, an asset can be like a habit or a big change you make. So let's say you drop 20 pounds, what's that, 8 kilo, 9 kilo. Usually, in theory, that should stay. I know there's diets, rebound, all that stuff, but let's say in theory that stays. So maybe it's something where you really focus on that area, you get your health together, and get in a little bit of a routine where you exercise 20 minutes every day. Once there is a routine there and you've built that up, it shouldn't take nearly as much discipline or effort to maintain it. And then, especially with something like exercise, it will feed into your other areas of life and help you with productivity and energy and that kind of thing. That would be my approach. They found that it's quite hard to build. I think they found this actually. I may need to double check the study, but I believe it's generally accepted that building multiple habits at once, changing lots of different behaviors at once, is quite difficult. Changing one habit for, different studies say different things, but somewhere between 20 and 60 days to change a habit. Once you do that, it gets set. So I would focus more in one area, get that to be habitual. So if it's exercise, make it a habit that you do every day. Once you're doing that and you've made that change, then work on something else. Personally, I haven't had a lot of success trying to tackle lots of things at once. Case in point, my YouTube channel is going great, as is my free freelancer program. That book I mentioned 6 months ago that was supposed to be done by now is, you'd know if I'd finished the book, okay? The book isn't done, all right? So I would probably say don't beat yourself up so much. And I know that's not great guru advice. I should say, here's the 10 steps and you can do it and it's easy. And there might be someone else who can help you with that, truthfully. But in my own life, I've struggled with this as well, trying to do a lot of different goals at once. Again, once you make a change, then it kind of becomes autopilot. And it's easy to maintain that. The initial change is what takes the effort and the discipline. And so that's why I think there's a lot of value in focusing on one goal at a time, making that a habit, making it so it's easy to keep repeating, and then doing something else. The other nice thing about that is you mentioned feeling like a failure. And that's not a nice feeling, I imagine. And when I felt it myself, I don't like it. Surprise, surprise, right? So one of the nice things about doing small goals one at a time, or not even that small, but goals one at a time, is that you don't feel like a failure. And guess what? When you feel good about yourself, when you feel proud, you feel like you can achieve things, it makes it a lot easier to achieve things. So that's what I would also recommend doing, is these small goals. Build like one thing up, feel good about yourself, and then do the next thing. And the other asset you're building then is confidence and belief in yourself. If you're always trying to do too much, and I know my fellow ENFPs, we are often guilty of this, trying to do a dozen things at once and then not really doing any of them well, then feeling crummy, and then yada, yada, yada. So do one thing, get it done, feel better about yourself, and then move on to the next thing. That would be my approach with it. Trying to do like an entire life transformation is tough. There are things that can definitely happen where you have a shift in beliefs, a shift in environment. Maybe you move cities and start working with a coach, or like make some kind of radical change in your life, like end a terrible relationship. Sometimes when that happens, you can see positive changes in all areas of your life, right? If there's something really negative that's been holding you back, like a toxic relationship or bad belief system or something like that, definitely changing that can change a lot of things at once. So I should have thought of that at the beginning of the video. That's great. So those of you who are watching to the end, you're getting the good stuff here. So think about if there is something like that, like one, and this may require, I'm not touting my own services here, although if you want to work with me, dreamsaroundtheworld.com/coaching. But it might require spending some time with a coach, or like a really good friend or family member who knows you really well, who could maybe identify what that is. If you do have like a limiting belief or something like that that is affecting all areas of your life, eliminate that first. But once that's gone, in terms of then kind of gradually building up like different goals and making better habits, I think one at a time is the better way to go. It's just, yeah, that would be my case. Now, once you build things, like let's say exercise you talked about, right? Once that becomes a habit where you become a healthy person and you just tend to eat pretty well and exercise and that, then you can still have an exercise goal and now another goal in a different area of your life, because the exercise part should already sort of be integrated and not be that hard to maintain, right? That would be my theory with it, my thought on it. I could go on, but it would probably become even more rambly than this video has already been. If you are an ENFP watching this, you know why I'm rambling, because you know that we do our best thinking out loud and actually process information by talking it through. And I will admit, for some of these Ask Dan videos, that's what I am doing, is processing and going through it as I'm answering. Hey, don't be mad at me. It's effective time management here. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, you've stuck around this far, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you join us in some of the other videos. And if you do have a question you would like me to answer, you can head over to dreamsaroundtheworld.com/askdan and share it with me there. Thanks for watching. Ciao.